What's the most shocking demand a family member made that you still can't believe to this day? My husband Dean and I announced our pregnancy at my parents' anniversary party. The whole backyard started cheering. My dad teared up. My mom covered her mouth. But then I heard glass shatter behind me. My older sister Naomi had dropped her champagne flute. She wasn't looking at me with joy. She was looking at me like I'd stolen something from her. You're pregnant? Yes, 9 weeks. And you're announcing it here, tonight, at mom and dad's party? She snapped. I thought it would be, you thought wrong. She walked toward me. I've been trying for 3 years. 3. And you waltz in here and announce your little miracle baby while I'm still taking ovulation tests every morning? My mom tried to intervene. Naomi, honey, this isn't the place. No, she did this on purpose. Naomi yelled. She knows I've been struggling. She's rubbing it in my face. She looked at me with pure hatred. Get rid of it. The backyard went silent. Excuse me? You heard me. Get rid of it. Wait until I'm pregnant first. That's how it should be. I'm older. I deserve to have a baby before you. She stormed out before anyone could respond. I looked around in shock. We all thought it was just some crazy breakdown. No way would she actually try and make me terminate. Well, 3 days later, Dean answered the door at 6 a.m. Naomi was standing there with a folder of printed pages, termination clinic names, their addresses, procedure costs. She'd researched everything. I highlighted the ones with the best reviews, she said, pushing past him into our living room. The one on 5th Street can get her in by Friday. Dean told her to leave. She refused. She sat on our couch and said she wasn't moving until I agreed to terminate. Dean had to physically escort her out while she screamed that I was destroying her life. That afternoon, my mom called a family meeting. Naomi stood in front of everyone and explained why it was only fair that I wait. She had pie charts, timelines, a printed email from her fertility doctor, screenshots from her ChatGPT conversation where GPT agreed that me getting pregnant first was manipulative and selfish. Naomi presented her case like she was arguing before a judge. When she finished, my uncle Victor, who's a family court attorney, told her there was no legal framework in which she could demand I end my pregnancy. In response, Naomi started crying. If you go through with this, you're dead to me. She pointed at me and screamed. Everyone just kind of looked at her. My 7-year-old cousin even yelled, "Take a chill pill, girl," from the hallway. Naomi looked around the room, at everyone staring at her, like she was crazy. She started stammering. "I'll never speak to any of you again if you let her have this." She sat down on the couch sobbing, literally cradling herself. We all collectively pointed toward the door. She finally looked up. Mascara streamed on her face. "This isn't over," she stormed out. Slammed the door so hard the framed picture of my pregnancy test shattered on the floor. We didn't hear from her for 6 blissful months. But then my baby shower happened. 30 people in my mom's living room. Gifts piled on the table. I was 8 months along. The doorbell rang. My mom answered. Naomi walked right past her. She came in wearing a tight dress that showed off her own pregnant belly. She had a sash across her chest that said, "Mommy to be." The room went dead quiet. "Surprise," she said, spinning around. "I'm due in 10 weeks. She smiled at me, but it wasn't a real smile. She walked over and hugged me. While her arms were around me, she whispered in my ear, "I don't care what I have to do. Mine is going to be born first. I mean it." Then she grabbed a cupcake and left. Everyone was more confused than anything. I spent the next few weeks worried about Naomi showing up and hurting my baby. Dean triple-checked every lock before bed. I even called the police to see if anything could be done. And then, 5 weeks later, I got a call from my mom at 2 a.m. She was hysterical, sobbing so hard she was out of breath. "It's Naomi. Please," she gasped. "Come over right now." Dean drove me to my mom's house. I rushed in, expecting to see Naomi, but she wasn't there, and neither was my dad. Where was my dad? I found my mom crying, sitting against the bedroom wall. What happened? I took her hand. She cried into my shoulder for a few minutes before looking up and explaining everything. Naomi had been rushed to the hospital. Turns out she'd been taking black market labor-inducing drugs, but they weren't working fast enough, so she found someone. A woman she met in a Facebook group who claimed she was a midwife back in Guatemala. Naomi paid her $500 to perform an emergency C-section in her apartment. She was only 30 weeks. The woman used a box cutter. They sterilized it with vodka. There was no anesthesia. Naomi passed out from the pain halfway through. The woman panicked and called 911. When paramedics arrived, there was blood pooling in the hallway. The neighbors said they saw it seeping under her door from the outside. The baby came out gray, went straight into the NICU. Naomi went into surgery, but they couldn't stop the internal bleeding. She flatlined twice. They saved her, but she slipped into a coma. Doctors don't know if she'll wake up. The baby survived. He's in an incubator. And now everyone is battling over what happens to baby Pingus. Oh, and turns out my dad was just in the bathroom taking a